Hello guys, welcome back again to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn the general steps in factorization. We have done factorization, all the types of factorization, and today we are going to look at the general steps. Anytime you see a factorization question, what should come into your mind, how you should go by them, then how you should get your right answers. So you first have to check out the number of terms. The number of terms here we are referring to if it is, let's say, 4x plus 2y, something like that. Or so we can say if it is two terms. The example that I cite was two terms, and if it is of the form, let's say 2ax squared plus so and so to the third term, we said it is of three terms, right? When it is four terms too, you just have to know, and you know the exact method that you need to apply, right? So here are some examples. We have a squared minus b, which is two terms, the a squared here and the b squared. That's the first two, the two terms, and that's all. Or ax squared plus bx plus c, which is 1, 2, 3, three terms, right? Remember that the terms are being separated by operational signs. So the operational signs just give the difference between the first term from the second term and the third term in that order. If it is four term too, you need to know. Then the next thing you need to look at if there is two terms, check whether it is differences of two squares. You can get two terms, which is ax plus b, right? This one is not a difference of two squares, but if it's of this form, a squared minus b squared, which is differences of two squares, right? You check if it is differences of two squares. If two terms, you check that before you factorize. If you check and it is not difference of two square, do not apply difference of two square method. Then if it is three terms, check whether it is quadratic trinomials. If you check and it is not quadratic trinomials, please, my good students, don't attempt to use that. Maybe there will be a first step that you need to apply, then you get back to your quadratic trinomial, then you further with that. Clear? And also, like the example that I cite for the difference of two square, check if it is of this form, and the three terms, check if it is of this form. If you check and it is not of this format, you don't have to apply the quadratic trinomials. Then the next step, if there are four terms, check if you can go by the method of grouping. I hope you remember the method of grouping, where the first two terms should be in bracket, or the second two terms should also be in bracket, or you should rearrange them, then the first two terms in bracket, second two terms in bracket, then you factorize. That is the example that I've cited over here. That is ax plus bx plus cy plus dy. X, y, so they are common, you can factorize them. You go by this is the method of grouping, right? Then what you need to note most, you need to notice here, sometimes in factorization expression, right, you may use more than one method. You need to know you may use more than one method, and for that, when it happened that way, don't say no, this question is wrong. Sometimes students will look at some questions and you see with us punching the paper, pa. The question is wrong. Then you raise up your hand to the supervisor. This question is wrong. Or the invigilator, this question is wrong. Some mathematics questions are wrong or do, but always try to apply something. If it doesn't work at all, then you know. So with the method that you are going to use more than one method, we have this. Looking at this, it has the highest degree of 4, right, to 3 then 2. You can't say this quadratic trinomial because it's having 3 terms. So in first place, you see, 3 can get into a self 1, can get here, right? X squared can get into a self, can get here, right? In terms of division. So you just have to factorize the 3 out. If you factorize 3x squared out, then 3 times 8 will give you 24, right? X squared times x squared will give you x power 4, which is this. So in that order. Now this is quadratic trinomial. This is now quadratic trinomial. Though the 3x squared is part of the question, but your focus should be on here, which means you have applied a first method. That is, you factorize 3x squared out. Then you have got your quadratic trinomial here. Then the next thing you need to do is what? Use quadratic trinomial method to solve the one in the bracket. You apply the method. After solving, you get your values as this: 4x plus 1 in a bracket, and 2x plus 1 also in a bracket, then 3x squared also here. This is factorization, and all what we have done. If not something is bothering your mind, just put it on the comment section, and I promise I will read and consult you at the best time, right? If you want more videos, just subscribe to Qwajo himself, and anytime that, just click on the notification bell so that anytime that I will drop any new video, you get it. Thank you, all my love students. Bye.